An emotional hearing in a New Hampshire court today.
Adam Montgomery was sentenced to over 40 more years in prison for killing his 5-year-old daughter, Harmony. Montgomery was convicted earlier this year of second-degree murder in the death of his daughter, who police believe was killed nearly 2 years before she was reported missing in 2021. Her body was never found. Montgomery is sentenced to 45 years to life for murder and added a minimum total of 11 more years for the charges of falsifying evidence, tampering with a witness, and second-degree assault.
The reality is that Adam Montgomery will stay in prison till at least being 118 years old, and that works. That's where he belongs.
Adam Montgomery said little in court, only that he did not have questions for the judge after she handed down the sentence.
Now to a case in Florida. The very disturbing police body cam video released tonight.
A deputy opening fire seconds after a U.S. airman opens the door of his own home. His family now asking, how did this happen?
A new criminal investigation into whether a Florida deputy was justified in fatally shooting 23-year-old U.S. Airman Roger Fortson in his own home. You see the tragic moment unfold in this body camera footage. The officer announces his presence at Fortson's apartment after receiving a report of a disturbance.
Sheriff's office, open the door!
Fortson appears and is shot almost instantaneously. Look closely. You see the door open, and there appears to be a gun in Fortson's right hand. But it's pointing downward, never aimed at the officer, who immediately fires off 6 rounds, striking Fortson in the chest and the arm.
Multiple gunshot wounds to the chest. Blackmail.
Fortson later died at the hospital.
He shot up. My baby was shot up.
His family claiming authorities had the wrong apartment.
We know there were no disturbances. He was on the phone with his girlfriend.
Tonight, Fortson's girlfriend releasing video recorded from their FaceTime of what she says are his final moments.
Do not move, stop moving.
But authorities claim the officer was at the right apartment.
I want to assure you that we are not hiding, covering up, or taking action that would result in a rush to judgment of Mr. Fortson or our deputy.
This time it sounded like it was getting out of hand.
The body camera video does show the deputy being directed to Fortson's apartment by a woman at the complex.
Which room is it?
But tonight it's unclear whether Fortson did something that led to the report of a disturbance. His family says no one else was in the apartment.
Tell the truth about my son. I know my son did not do anything to you guys.
They say Fortson was a decorated patriot who loved his country, buying his 10-year-old sister an Air Force uniform so they could take this picture together. Fortson's family says his gun was legally owned and that he had a right to defend himself. The officer has been placed on administrative leave while state law enforcement officials investigate this tragic case. Pierre Thomas, ABC News, Washington.
Day 14 of former President Donald Trump's hush money criminal trial is complete. And despite the efforts of Trump's lawyers, Judge Juan Merchan denied a motion for a mistrial Thursday. Trump's lawyers claim adult film actress Stormy Daniels made changes to her story about her reported sexual encounter with Trump. In addition to Daniels concluding her testimony, the jury also heard from 2 other witnesses, including a bookkeeper from the Trump Organization and a former White House aide, who will continue her testimony Friday morning. A Florida man bitten by 2 sharks in the Bahamas last month spoke for the first time today.
The man who was bitten by the sharks, his real name Marlon Wakeman, was bitten in the knee and the shoulder by 2 different sharks. The incident took place April 26th at Long Island in the Bahamas. The 24-year-old from Stewart said he was working on a boat at Flying Fish Marina when he slipped and fell into the water where multiple sharks were swimming. During a news conference at St. Mary's Medical Center, Wakeman gave his testimony and says the recovery process is going well.
Well, I wish him well, but his name is Marlon. Interesting. Anyway, folks, seriously here, we've got some big storms rolling through the area. This is the one that went over Gonzales. It's now over Hallettsville, and it's going eastward now. It's not coming toward Victoria County. It is turning, it is weakening, and that's good news. We'll take a closer look at it coming up in just a moment. Stay tuned.
a severe weather alert. From the 25 News Now First Warn Storm Team.
Well, good evening, everyone. We've got some video here to show you of these storms that rolled through the Wimberley area, not far from San Marcos. They were howling storms, and in the hill country, in Johnson City of all places, they had 4 and 5 inch hail earlier today. That storm came down through the I-35 corridor and went right over the outlet malls over there near San Marcos, and they got 2.5 inch hail. And now the storm is getting into the crossroads. The good news, it's weakening, and it looks like it's turning away from our area. But again, this will be the 5th day in a row that we had severe weather up north, and that it climbs or it travels all the way south into our region. Of course, we're waiting for this cluster to just finally move out, and this storm up in the west to finally move out of the area to give us a little bit of a break. What you see right here is the activity that started basically in Abilene and then traveled all the way down through the Austin area, through San Marcos, through Wimberley, Hanley, and then rolled right over the Gonzales area. Now, the good news is they're getting some heavy rain in the Gonzales area right now, but it is decreasing in intensity even as we speak. There you see the storm up here, goes down to Gonzales, turns a little bit, and the purple tops are gone. That means that the hail is probably not there. Remember, once it gets close to us, it ingests that warm Gulf air, and the freeze level goes so high that we don't get the hail problem. So there you go, and that's good. However, it is turning around and headed toward Colorado County. Here's Hallettsville. They're probably getting thunder right about now, and then it's going to go in this direction. And the good news that right now I can say that within 2 hours it may have collapsed completely, but it is not over with just yet. Here's the line of hail. Every one of these is a little report of hail, and you can see the solid line. Llano, Mason, Brady, all the way down through the Highland Lakes, through Austin, San Marcos, then all the way into the crossroads. So it has been a very busy and very interesting evening. Here's another Wimberley hail. That would hurt. That would hurt. And I'll tell you right now, a lot of cars are going to have all kinds of dings and bumps on them because of stuff like that. And if you know anybody in San Marcos, just ask them how things are going, because it was a rough night. Now, we here in Victoria County are lucky because it kind of turned and it's moving now eastbound. Now, this little frontal system was one of the reasons why all this stuff ticked off. Now, tomorrow will be not as humid, not as warm, as we pick up a little bit of a north wind by the end of the day. That front actually drops down to the valley, and then after a real nice Saturday, it's going to back up into our area, and that's going to be the focusing mechanism for some possible rain around here on Sunday night into Monday, which will be good. We need the rain. This is not severe stuff like what you saw. This will be just, garden variety little rain showers. So we'll keep our fingers crossed on that. Here's where everything is happening tonight, and it was right on the money. Storm Prediction Lab put this up, and look at that. Severe weather all the way down to this yellow line. This was put out this morning, and it was right on the money. You can see where the storms are beginning to weaken once they get down into our area. So we hopefully are going to miss any problems, but those of you to the north of us know that there's still some hail possible, but it's along the I-10 corridor headed off into Houston as well. All right, so here's what we expect tonight. Watch this. This is where it is right now, and we're going forward in time. It goes down and it ends, and then we pick up a north wind tomorrow, and then things are looking a little bit quieter and less humid by tomorrow, and then things are going to be really nice on Saturday. It's Sunday when we start picking up a rain chance, and that's good too. So cloudy in the morning, partly in the afternoon, getting up into the 80s. In fact, inland areas, you'll see that northeast wind. That'll get your high up to about 85 in Cuero, and so tomorrow all that rain should be gone. Better and nicer with that northeast wind. Good on Saturday, and then the rain comes in Sunday night into Monday. With a little luck, we'll get some much needed rainfall. No severe weather, just the rainfall. That's all we want. That's your 7-day forecast. Reminding everybody we do have a QR code. Love for you to scan that. Put Crossroads Today on your phone. Here's Zach Brown with sports.
Thank you, Mac. The Refugio boys just three-peated in state in the UIL's Athlete of the Meet. Is our Athlete of the Week. That's in sports. The state UIL track and field meets were this past weekend, and your Athlete of the Week was also the Athlete of the Meet for the UIL in Austin. The Refugio girls tied for first at the state UIL track meet, and the boys just went back to back to back. And senior Ernest the Flash Campbell was a key piece of that team and four-peated in the 100-meter dash, and he counted it out for you as he crossed the finish line. He never lost in that event in his Bobcat career. He's not a bad man to have anchor your team in the relays either. Watch as John Henry celebrates seconds after handing off the baton, and when Ernest crossed the finish line to cap another first-place finish, he held his arms out. This is what they expected to do at the state meets, and Ernest wouldn't want to do it with any other teammates.
I was talking to my friends, pretty much my brothers. We're going to celebrate right now and hopefully win the state meet and then cry when we leave, because it's been a great 4 years with them, and I wouldn't do nobody else with them but them.
Ernest has made Austin a second home since his freshman year, winning countless medals in track, and after he ran his final event in a Refugio uniform, he had a chance to reflect on what he's accomplished.
Just blessed that God gave me an opportunity just to, through my whole 4 years, just run at Mike Myers Stadium, and I want to thank my mom and my dad, because I wouldn't be here without them, and my family that helped me, get me all the way here, and to compete with my brothers. So it was a great and amazing experience throughout my 4 years.
And while he's made Austin his second home, he will be taking his incredible talent to College Station to join the Aggies and play SEC football, where he's going to join so many other Crossroads athletes.
I just had to put in the work effort to show my skills to the SEC, all the colleges that recruited me, so it was just a blessing and an opportunity that God gave me. Yes, sir. You know, it's a small town football, so I'm not the only one to be there. That's small town football. I had Dalton Brooks, especially because he's 2A, Terry Bracey 2A, so it's a small town football is going to be on the come up in a couple years.
Congrats to the entire Refugio Bobcat program, the boys and girls, and congrats to Ernest Campbell on an outstanding Refugio career that saw him become a 4-star receiver and an elite track star, and he will be doing both for the Texas A&M Aggies. Gig 'em and good luck to the Flash after a historic Refugio career. And over at Riverside this afternoon, some of those Refugio boys on the baseball team, but this is not their day. This was the pitcher for Ganado with the bases loaded, who sent it over the center fielder, and the merry-go-round in full swing. 3 runs going to come home to score on the easy triple, and a few pitches later they would bring him home. Ganado takes game 1 of the series. Final score 7-1. Game 2 will be at 10 a.m. Saturday morning. Over in Cuero, the Ganado Maidens taking on the Weimar Wildcats. Weimar able to open up with a quick 2-0 lead, but later in the game, Ganado, who was trailing 4-0, made it a ball game, but they do drop game 1. Final score 4-3. That is it for your sports. Don and Karina, back to you.
Thank you, Zach, and stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 10, we're going to take a last look at your weather. Plus, from New York to Texas, a gator named Albert now has a new home. Announced plans to automatically label AI-generated content on the platform. TikTok will now label artificial intelligence-generated content uploaded from other platforms in an effort to fight misinformation on the app. The company's decision comes amid continued concerns over misinformation spreading online ahead of the November presidential election. The company also plans to join the Adobe-led Content Authenticity Initiative, which seeks to promote transparency and provide content in the digital media.
Well, young ladies, I hope you all are sitting down.
Don't tell me. I don't want to hear this anymore.
Justin Bieber has a new reason to sing Baby, 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 Ooh. You think I was supposed to sing that? No, I don't think so. The singer is going to be a father. He and wife Haley announced on Instagram Thursday they are expecting their first child. They've been married for 6 years. Biebs, as his close friends know him, is 30 years old. He's 30 years old.
Yes, no.
My goodness.
He's old.
And Haley is 27. Oh,
yeah,
my
I know.
goodness.
It's like watching, us telling Zach and Mac earlier, it's like, it's my first love, and now he's gone.
I know.
Now he's gone.
That was what,
It's
6
okay.
years ago?
It's okay.
And Don, you saw me. I almost dropped to my knees when you told me the news today.
It was a rough period.
Your chance is gone.
Rough little situation for her there now.
I had to take a moment.
A rough situation for some people in the hill country tonight.
Yeah, it was very rough up there. In fact, we'll be hearing a lot about the damage that occurred in the hill country tonight with the hail. We're very lucky, folks. The storm went to Gonzales and then took a left turn. It's going down I-10. It's headed toward the Columbus area, and it is weakening. So we here in Victoria County don't have to worry about it. We get a break. The severe thunderstorm watch is up until midnight. That should be dropping by then as well. So I think we can breathe a sigh of relief and no hail tonight.
Thank you, Mac. And finally tonight, Albert the blind 34-year-old alligator is at a new home for the first time in his life. Authorities seized the 12-foot, 750-pound reptile from Tony Cavallero's home in suburban Buffalo, New York in March. 128,000 people signed a petition to let Cavallero keep him. But officials have now placed Albert in a Texas wildlife refuge. The owner there says it's a better environment for the reptile.
I know some people aren't happy that he had to leave, but if you look at the animal, you get it. All you have to do is look at Albert and know he really wasn't kept in the best conditions.
Caballero got him as a baby at a reptile expo. Missed that one. He custom built a habitat for Albert with heated floors and an indoor pond with a waterfall and spa jet.
Oh.
He also let people visit and take photos with the gator. The problem is he did not keep his license to own the exotic animal current.
That's a big boy.
Yeah, big
Real
boy.
quick, when you said 750 pounds, Karina pointed at me. Just want everybody to know the video was up.
Oh my gosh. Okay, anyways, thank you for
Throw
joining
under
us
the
for
bus.
25 News Now at 10.
Join Carolina, meteorologist Parker Cox, 25 News Now Sunrise, 5 a.m. Good night.